Good morning. It's September 26, 2024. We're critiquing the news. The article on your screen is from the Cairns Post, and it's titled 10 Roads We Most Despise Driving. Top of the list is the Bruce Highway. I quote, "Lined with potholes, lacking overtaking lanes, prone to flooding, the Bruce Highway has taken out the unenviable top spot for Queensland's most despised road," a new survey has revealed. How is it that back when Queensland had far fewer people, we could build infrastructure such as dams, railways and roads that just can't be built today with a much larger population? The Bruce Highway offered a better experience for travellers in the 1970s when I first drove it than it does today, because it wasn't overloaded, there were plenty of places to overtake slow traffic, and the potholes were promptly repaired. The flooding's about the same, but hey, it gets wet in Queensland. Now, second after the Bruce Highway is the Kennedy Highway, and it particularly mentions here surged up from 11th place in the previous survey in 2022, and it quotes the landslips, the winding, slippery surfaces, and the condition of the Barron River Bridge. Now, the Barron River Bridge, as we know, was identified shortly after it was built as having design faults and that it would need early replacement, but neither the Labor nor the Liberal Party planned for that early replacement. Similarly, the slippery surface hasn't always been that slippery. There was a time there, not even that long ago, only 30 years ago, when it wasn't as slippery. Then there's the fact that you've got the detritus from the trees that builds up on it, the green slime that builds up on it. Would be a pretty simple matter to run down there with some weed killer or maybe steam from a truck-mounted steam-producing system that had a bar down near the road to distribute steam down onto the road surface and kill the green growth. Maybe even pressure wash the road. Then there's the landslips, where now 9 months since Cyclone Jasper, work hasn't even started on repairing that. Does anyone think a serious country would have left a major road like that brought down to one lane for such a long period? Would this country, would Queensland have allowed that to happen, say in the 60s or 70s? Not a chance. So 50 years ago, Queensland's population was just over 2 million, and now it's 5.5 million. But infrastructure growth just keeps falling behind population growth. Who's responsible for infrastructure planning and development and for allocating the money to get it done on time and on budget? Well, that'd be the ALP and the LNP, depending on which is in power at the time. Neither is capable of growing vital infrastructure in line with population. They've proved that. Both are, however, capable of paying salaries of several $100,000 per year to public servants who may or may not even be employable in the private sector. Both have a long track record of squandering the money they extract from us via the government's monopoly on force, getting no real return for that money. Does anyone seriously think that continuing to swap between the Labor and the Liberal branches of the Uni Party is going to yield a better outcome than we've seen in the past 50 years? If they do, I have a bridge to sell them.